Hello there again, everybody. This is going to be Jund League number 78. Playing the same list as 77. I still think this list is fairly solid. Just like the last league I played this exact list in, I think we ran into an above average number of just really terrible matchups. So the record hasn't been great in the most recent league or two. But I think I'm just going to try it again and see if I can get some more 50-50s and some more favorables as opposed to fewer less favorable matchups. Like I don't want to see Tron, I don't want to see Dredge, and these are all things I've been running into a lot. So let's see if we can just find the rest of the format with this. This particular list is tuned to be able to really grind into the mid and late game, playing 2 copies of Ren and 6 on top of 4 Bob on top of 3 Seasoned Pyromancer. All 3 of these cards are really excellent at grinding in the mid to late game, and they can also help get if you can stick them early. They could help really in the case of Ren and 6 and Dark Confidant. They can help you start snowballing advantage to take over in the late game versus mid range and control. They're less good versus the aggro decks, but also just fine versus combo, helping find the pieces that actually matter. And then to subsidize our late game plan, we've got lots of 1 mana interactive spells to help us get to the mid to late game, which is where our mid to top end of our curve will really shine. Let's take a look at the current modern metagame. Heliod Company's still in at first, Jund Shadow at second, and Blitzen at third. A pretty firm top 3. We've got Tron and Eldrazi Tron sneaking up to the 5 and 6 slot, which is a little worrisome. And we've also got this Wooburg cycling deck becoming very popular, which cascades into Living End. So there are a few matchups that I'm not super excited to see, but about 2/3 of these I would not mind at all facing. I don't mind Company, Jund Shadow, Blitz. Some people say that Titan is bad for Jund, but my experience has been very positive. We've got lots of really good sideboard options, as well as Tarmogoyf being a quick clock. Also, I play Dark Confidant, which is, I think, in this matchup a lot better than Ren and 6, which more people are playing. We've had a very good record versus Esper. Mono Red's probably fine. The Jund Mirror is fine. 4-color control is going to be rougher, but also at least a little bit fun. Blue-red should be good. Taxes should be good. Rock should be good. Burn should be good. So I mean, I'm looking optimistically at this top 15. Obviously, this doesn't cover everything, but at least these 15, I'm liking Jund's position. So let's just jump into this league. What's up, Destazo? Doing well? Hope you are as well. Yep, just like the live stream title says, Thought Season to Tarmogoyf. They've revealed Lurrus. So for purposes of conserving life, assuming this is Shadow or Prowess, I may want to get basic Swamp and then lead into a Forest. But that doesn't look like how we want to do it, because we're going to need double red for a Pyromancer and a double black for Liliana. And going Swamp into Forest doesn't set up either of those. So it's looking like, because I've got double black and double red, I'm going to want one of these to end up being a Blood Crypt. Yep, giving the Pyromancers another shot. I think they do get better when I'm playing 6 2-mana plays that accumulate cards, being Ren and 6 and Dark Confidant. Alright, Blackleaf Cliffs is a good draw. I should probably just do that. It's the one card the opponent doesn't know about, but there's a good amount of value in not taking extra life loss. So we're playing against Grixis Shadow, looks like. The opponent's Shadow doesn't get turned on for a while, and I only have 1 threat, so I think I'm actually going to take the Thoughtseize here and hope the opponent doesn't have anything to do on their turn coming up. And luckily they do not. Cool. Alright, so this looks like a good turn to get the Ravine down. Actually, I lied. We're playing Tarmogoyf here. For some reason, I forgot that Tarmogoyf was there for a sec. If I'm going to fetch a basic, I think I would most want a basic Swamp, and I do want double red. So I think this is going to get Stomping Ground, and then we'll use that to cast Goyf. And then on the following turn, I'll probably hold up Push for the Shadow. And then the turn after that, I'll probably get the Pyromancer down. I don't think I want to play this Pyromancer to discard the Push. Push is probably one of the better cards in the matchup. So, definitely going to not discard it if I can. Alright, so the opponent knows about everything but the Push, I believe. They definitely know about Ravine. The Pyromancer they know about, yeah. It's everything but the Push. Slurs to hand, yep. Alright, so we can attack, which is going to make the Shadow pretty big. But we've got plenty. We have plenty of attacking power, so I think it's probably still good to get the Shadow down when we know we can Fatal Push it. If we hit for 3 and they fetch Shock, that puts them down to 8, which means Stubborn Denial is going to be online no matter what, right? Because if they fetch Shock, they go down to, I guess, 10, which I guess Stubborn Denial wouldn't be online if they go down to just 10. So maybe there's consideration to actually not attacking here, just so if they play the Shadow, we'll be able to kill it. No, that seems wrong. I should probably just go Nurturing Peatland, play Seasoned Pyromancer, ditch 2 lands, keep the push. Yeah, that seems like it's going to be just fine. I'm going to be worried about Stubborn Denial, but hopefully Seasoned Pyromancer can find us more action. I guess if I am worried about not being able to kill it, I could always Pyromancer first. See if I can maybe find a backup removal spell. We didn't, but we found another Pyromancer. Alright, Leah, let's attack. Even finding just another body makes me a little bit more comfortable in being able to at least defend versus a Shadow. If I need to enable Revolt, I have the Peatland to do so. Alright, they could have played Shadow, but they did not. And Liliana is a really excellent draw. So now if I Fatal Push here, the opponent could stub it, but then I have an even stronger follow-up. I'll be concerned if the opponent is able to play Lurrus and then recast the Scourge, though, because then I'll be left with no way to deal with either of those. I do think I should be killing the Scourge, though. So I guess I'll lead on the Fatal Push, and then if it doesn't resolve, I can try to go for Liliana, but again, then I am concerned about the opponent's potential to just Lurrus and recast the Scourge. And I'll play the Swamp first because I'd have to tap out of double red and then pay the life. So it'll be obvious if I don't play the Swamp what's about to happen. So let's go here. And then if something is gonna get stubbed, I'd rather it be the Fatal Push. And if this resolves, I'm also just ecstatic. If the opponent has a Drown in the lock, I think I should probably go for the Liliana first. Because if this gets countered, I hit for 1 more. We hit for 7, it would be for 8, which would put the opponent down to 3, which means that Bolt kills them. Yeah, let's go for the Liliana. I could go for the Secret Fourth Mode, which is just not plus it. Because Pyromancer is a good leftover. Looks like we might be getting drowned, though. Which just makes it a little easier. Oh, Leak. Sure. I'm not going to pay. Oh, there was Walker in the yard already. I forgot about that. Alright, so they're going to go to still 3 here because they had to fetch. Alright, so we have Pyromancer as a leftover, and we've got 2 things in play. They do get to play Lurrus, which is concerning, but not much I can do about that at the moment. So, I mean, Mana Leak would have been a reason to, I guess, lead on Liliana. I guess Liliana gets countered no matter what by Leak, so, like, actually doesn't matter. There's the Lurrus. And the Shadow from the hand, yep. I guess I just play the Peatland, play Pyromancer. Yeah, seems fine. I won't be able to cast a bolt if I draw one, but probably like the only way I'd be able to kill them off of drawing a bolt is if I drew a red source and the bolt. So this feels fine. All right, well we did find the bolt, just not the red source. All right, I guess I'm gonna pass, and I do have to fade Temur Battle Rage, right? But if we get to untap, we should be good, assuming no counter, like a Stubborn Denial or a Drown. Is there any way I can live through a Battle Rage? I'd have to put... This is attacking for 10, right? So it would be 20. So I gotta put a lot of stuff in front of it to not die to a Battle Rage. Am I actually able to survive it? Let's, I guess, do the math. So if this is 20, I need to be able to soak up 8 points. So if I block with Goyf Pyromancer, that should actually just be enough. But I mean, at that rate, I should probably just triple block, because then I can kill the Shadow. They do get to just recast the Shadow. I have to double block in order to not just die to a Battle Rage, right? Because this would be 20, so I need to absorb 8. This is only 7 toughness. I mean, I could just hope I don't get Battle Raged. Am I able to afford to play around it? Because like if I double block the Replay Shadow, I still just die to a counter spell. I think I have to hope they don't have it. Because like if I do the blocking, they'll just replay the Shadow, and then I still just die to any counter. Yeah. Yep. So is what did I want to play around there? Either Shadow or a counter, but I gambled on a counter. Huntmaster, Spellbomb for the Luris plan, Kolaghan's Command for the grindiness. Let's take out Thought Seizes, take out an Inquisition. I just don't want the discard. Discard's probably pretty bad. Everything else looks like it's going to be just fine. Let's just take out more discard. The discard just isn't good. What's up, Udok? Yeah, we got a keeper. Forest doesn't cast Terminate, but we've got 2 Dark Confidants, so it can only be so bad. They're unlikely to have a turn 1 creature, so I think I can pretty safely play Blood Crypt tapped. I know there are some creatures they're playing nowadays at 1 mana, but I don't know that Grixis does it. I mean, maybe Companioning Laris makes it more likely. I'll just play this tapped. Another little small gamble, because like the 2 life is going to be relevant, assuming they don't have it. Cool. Alright, so unlikely to live, but we've got a backup one. What you got? Is this a Scourge? Can't be a Scourge worth 20. Delver, sure. Alright, well we can push that and play another Dark Confidant, which seems to be what the plan is. So let's just do this now. I'm gonna play around Stubborn Denial. Will plan on tapping out, so even just a Force Spike would be able to counter it. I know they don't have Ferocious, but I mean it is still just Force Spike. Yeah, the red cards are fun. Hopefully second Bob lives. Maybe it finds us more red cards. Unearth the Delver. Yep. Don't kill my Bob. That'd be rude. Darn. Is there a PTQ? I don't actually know. All of my removal spells kill the various shadows. So I guess between Fatal Push and Terminate, I should probably use the Fatal Push, because Terminate doesn't need Revolt to kill Luris. And I might not have access to Revolt. I think I'm going to try to save the Pulse for, like 2 shadows at a time or something. So I think since we saw the opponents playing Mana Leak as a counterspell, I can pretty safely wait. Maybe I get some information on what they want to flip to this. I can always wait until after the trigger resolves before they draw the card if it's something like a Drown. Alright, so we know Fatal Push. And they're missing the lands too, that's interesting. I guess Stomping Ground gets our second red. Let's do that. Blood Crypt is also maybe a better decision. Alright, well, Basic Forest is being a little awkward, but I still think I should probably cast this now. Is if we draw a red or black source untapped next turn, we can't escape the Kroxa. We know about the push, but at least this is gonna eat 2 cards on the way. Alright, we knew about the push, so I'm assuming that's the reason why they discarded it. But this also probably tells me that they've got another way to kill a Kroxa. Luris to hand, yep. Could I get an untapped land, please? Lots of other good ones too, like Bloodbraid. It's one of the weaker ones. I mean, it does kill something at instant speed, which is good. Here's the Luris. And they do already have the Bauble, so it's at a minimum gonna cantrip, unfortunately. That's the one from the yard, so I don't have to respond. Alright, and I think I should probably just use the Bolt on the Luris. Bolt doesn't kill shadows or scourges. I guess it would kill a scourge now. Come on, untapped land. Or a Goyf, or a Bloodbraid, or a Bob. I just want a way to get a threat into play this turn. That's fine. I guess I should pop it now because I could draw a Renin 6, I could draw a Bob, I could draw a Tarmogoyf. That one's a little awkward because I do want to cast these 2 spells at some point. Scourge, yep. Do I just go for the Terminate? I think I probably should, because if I'm able to find the land for Kroxa, I almost definitely want to just go for the Kroxa. They could have another Scourge, which means maybe saving Pulse is better while I'm at 17, but if this thing connects even once, I could be in trouble. Like, if I get Kroxa back here and they kill it out of the way, and then they hit me, this is a 6/6 now, and then I'm playing on the back foot. So, I mean, this is going to be worse if they've got a duplicate. or a Stubborn Denial. But if they've got a Stubborn Denial, I can kill this anyway. I think I just don't want to fall on the back foot. Ooh, Huntmaster is nice. I guess I'll just do that, given that I can't actually cast the Croaks off of basic forest. They could have a Bolt, but I'll still have a Wolf at a minimum. Ideally, they just don't have a Bolt. Not surprising. They haven't played many threats, so it makes sense that their hand is reactive. There is a Shadow. Can you play another Shadow? No. Alright, that escapes Kroxa. How worried do I have to be about mana leak? I guess I could go for the Pulse. I mean, if they escape the Kroxa, if they leak the Kroxa, I'm kind of okay with that. Because I get access to it again. This is probably, out of the things I have available to me, the thing I most want to get mana leaked if they have mana leak. So I guess I just go for that. And then I've only got 2 red. I should probably get another red in case I Pyromancer and then draw a red spell that I want to be able to cast. So let's get the Mountain, cast a Kroxa. And this could very easily get leaked. I'm less worried about push because at least that he gets 2 cards on the way out. We do play Kolaghan's Command, so I will leave the Huntmaster. I guess I play Goyf, so I want to leave Artifact. Let's get rid of the Bobs. Let's get rid of the pushes that I can never recur. They already have instant in their yard for Goyf. We've got 2 lands as well. I can get rid of one of them. Drown. Yep, well, we've got 5 things in the yard. Drown won't counter it next turn, because we're going to exile the rest of the yard, which is kind of funny. Can't attack, obviously. And then am I blocking? So if I don't block now, I go to 12, and then I die to a Battle Rage next turn. If I block now, I don't die to a Battle Rage next turn unless they fetch Shock. And they've been missing on land, so I think if I'm going to block, it's safest to do it now. Because then I don't have to necessarily chump next turn. And like this 2/2 attacking just doesn't seem like it's gonna come up. And I think I am gonna just try for this Kroxa again. Delver, sure. Unearth a Scourge, brutal. It's a 2/2. Brutal. Alright, so I cannot Inquisition and Kroxa here. Because basic forest. So maybe I just go for the Kroxa. I think that's probably the best case. Because, like, I don't die unless they have Fetch, Shock, and a Temur Battle Rage. And if this resolves, they're going to go down to 1 card in hand. So I think I still like this. This also makes it so their attack is a little strained. This is going to make future Drown in the Locks also worse. So if they've kept a push, they're going to go down to 0 cards in hand. And I think they might have it because of their discard of push a few turns ago. But if they somehow don't have it, this puts me in the best position. Because, like, I can't really effectively deal with all of their creatures. So like I have to be able to block it somehow. And they didn't have it, so that's good. Let's see if they flip. Agadeem's Awakening. That's a spell. That's a good hit for them. It grows their shadow and flips this, which is annoying. We got to assume the second card in their hand is a spell as well, because they'd missed a few land drops. So if they shock that in, they go down to 9. This would become a 9. They'd go down to 4. I can't really block this effectively, so I would be taking 9 plus 3 is 12. I'd go to 6. I do die to a Battle Rage. Nick says, drink water. I've been doing that. I actually brought water today. How's it going, Nick? Alright, so... I do just die to a battle rage again. So am I blocking? The thing is, if I block and they've got the battle rage, I take 3 plus 9 is 12. 15. I don't die, but I'm no longer in a position where I can win. I think I just, again, have to hope they don't have it. Because, like, if I block and mine dies, yes, I survive, but I have no way to come back. Because I would go to 3. Even if I draw a removal spell and can kill 2 things, I still just die to the 3rd. So, again, I think I'm in a spot where I just have to hope they don't have the TBR. And if they do, I'm dead. Alright, so I think, assuming they don't have a removal spell as their last card, we should be good to go here. Because I can Inquisition to maybe clear a counter spell, and then I can Maelstrom Pulse the Scourge out of the way and then kill them. It's a Snapcaster. That is bad for me. Holy moly. Now how do I have to do this? Well, Drown doesn't actually do anything. They should have targeted Bolt. They can only counter a 1-drop. Right? Because this has Flashback. Yeah, they can only counter a 1-drop. I mean, if I Pulse the Scourge, they're forced to block. Now I think I have to Bloodbraid. Because like if I Pulse the Scourge and attack, they go down to 1 off of the trigger. They just chump and then attack to kill me. So I think now what I have to do is Bloodbraid and then hope that the removal spell that I hit doesn't cost 1, because they could drown it. Like, I could actually just Seasoned Pyromancer, but that doesn't seem like a spot where I'm doing well either. Like, absolute worst case scenario, I could still block, but I'm losing that game too. Yeah, that is also true, Nick. Like, if a card goes to my yard in any way this turn, they're gonna be able to kill the Kroxa. So this actually has to hit a spell of some kind. It has to hit a creature of some kind, right? Tough spot. You know, I have to Bloodbraid, right? If I play this, discard 2, their drown just kills it anyway. This has to hit, what this has to do is it has to hit a creature, and then I have to chump twice and then leave Kroxa alive and go to 1. I think that's what has to happen. We hit Kolaghan's Command. Brutal. So this doesn't work either, right? Like, had I attacked first, this would have been good. Yeah, I should have Bloodbraided after combat. That's true. Because like this would have put them to 1, and then I could burn them. I don't have like a creature or something I could pick up. Yeah, you're definitely right. Yeah, I should have attacked first, right? Ooh, the phone's going off. They have to like miss this. Yeah, now the drown works. Yeah, I'm dead. Yep. It looked weird that they targeted their drown at first, but it ended up making sense. Snapcaster was the worst case scenario. Live and you learn. Sounds good. Gonna have to get 2 reds. Laris again. Yeah, I mean, I lost both of those games because the first game I lost because of a gamble, and then the second game I lost because kind of a misplay, right? Yeah, like that first game I was. We had seen they were playing lots of counters, right? Or we saw Mana Leak at least. So I'm guessing they had like 5 or 6 other counters in the deck, and at most probably 2 Battle Rages. I mean, if that bolt didn't resolve, we were definitely dead anyway. So I think as far as game 1 is concerned, I made the correct decision. Because again, like it forces them to have one of two outs as opposed to like 1 and 5 plus. So I think that was probably okay. But yeah, game 2, I should have done the post combat blood braid, which is not super common, so I didn't think about it. Yep. Yep. So looks like we're getting Blood Crypt here. Ravine's the one they don't know about, or there are 2 they don't know about, but I should probably still just get my tap land in now. Bolt or a push would have been good there. Jeez. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to try to cycle the Pyromancer. Then I'll ditch Basic Forest, and I guess also the fetch. Wow. What's up, Spunky? So I die if I don't block. I die to a Battle Rage again if I don't block. I mean, Pyromancer is just never an effective attacker, so I am just gonna block. I look pretty dead. I need to like Blood Braid into removal here. Okay. How do I want to do it? I don't want to get other basic swamp, so I guess I am just shocking. We got 2 red in play already. I guess in the event I draw another Pyromancer and I draw a Bolt, I'm going to want another red source in play. I can always, I guess, I can't fetch Basic Forest to activate Ravine next turn, so I mean, that would be a reason to get the Tomb down. But I guess we do have Nurturing Peatland anyway. Let's just get this Blood Crypt in. Alright, so we have to hope that this hits away to kill Dolores, and it can't be a push because we couldn't revolt this turn without fetch shocking. If we had a push, we can at least kill a Shadow, but they just recur it. We have to hit like Terminate, Pulse, Decay, Bolt. Somehow kill Dolores here. There's the push. Alright, and we don't have Revolt, right? So I guess we just kill this. And then an attack is no good. They just attack me back with Lifelink. Am I interested in doing Dono Leagues? As long as it's not something completely ridiculous. Yeah, like I've never really considered it just because I'm not that big a streamer. But I mean, if it were sweet enough, yeah, I'd consider it. Yeah. One of the things that I've been considering also recently is to like branch out a little bit more in terms of just like diversity of decks that I play. Because I mean the Jund videos, at least in the last analysis that I did, they do get the most views. Um, but I mean playing the same one thing over and over again can get a little bit boring. So I mean I did two videos recently where I played a black green deck and I played an Abzan deck, and those two were very fun. So I mean I would definitely consider branching out a little bit. Think I'm just gonna sack the Peatland and try to find something better to do, like kill Luris. And if I still can't kill Luris, I'm happy playing the Bob. Yeah, I haven't really edited my channel points rewards in a hot minute. I don't even remember what all of them are. I know I have like a drink more water, I have like a posture check one, but I think those two are like really easy to redeem. Luris. Alright, Spell Bomb, Kolagon's Command. Hot Master probably going to be fine again. And I think I'm just doing the exact same thing as last time, just cutting a lot of discard. You should do a deck building analysis. Do you mean like someone send me a list and I like say what I think, or do you mean you don't mean like do a deck tech on one of my own decks, right? Because like I already do that like at the beginning of every league, right? Like review a viewer submitted list. That could be cool. That could be a channel points reward. I don't think that's something someone would pay cash for. That could definitely be a good points reward bonus though. How much do you think how many points do you think that should be worth? I have a general idea of how long it takes to get points, is like I watch other streamers as well, and like I know how much points I have for those streams. So maybe something in the ballpark of like 5,000 points maybe. Yeah, that could be something I'm interested in. I know like when I started when I first learned how to use the channel points. I guess they're called souls, right? Um, I was trying to think of like cool things to put or like cool creative things to put, and I just didn't really think of anything super out there. So I just kind of just kept it at a few basic ones. You were thinking of sending me the things. You're unable to play Moto, and of course paper. Yeah. So getting feedback, seeing the deck in the hands of someone who plays often would be sweet. And 5K for review seems fair. Yeah, I think 5K for review seems more than fair. And then as far as a donation league goes, if we're talking channel points, that one would have to be a lot, right? Probably something like 20K, because I mean, 20K takes a long while to accumulate. But I mean, I suppose there's always a cash buy-in that I could probably set up. Like it would definitely at least have to be the price of entering the league, right? And like I have mana traders, so as long as the deck isn't ridiculously expensive, I could acquire the cards for a few hours for free. What's up, Mark? 100K? That would be like near impossible, right? I know there are streamers who do have 100K rewards, but I think that's more often people. I know like there are there's like a there's a system where you can bet on outcomes of the game, and then you can have a mod, or even I could like say which side of the bet wins. It's always option like A or B. Like, do you think I'm gonna win this match? Or like, do you think I'll 3-2 or better? And then if you win the thing, it'll calculate the odds to see how much you'll actually get on a return. And then I think that's the way people more often than not reach really high channel point numbers. So I'll bob here on 2, and then hope they don't have a push. You've got 57.9K, and you've been here since the beginning. Yeah, exactly. Like it takes forever to accumulate that many points. I could actually Google it, right? Like, see how many points. Because I know, like, it's like 10 points to, like, X amount of time. Which it might be, like, 10 points every 5 minutes. I don't know. Twitch channel points calculator. And I think you do get more points. Like, there's a multiplier for if you're following, and there's a better multiplier for if you're subscribed. Yeah. So if you're not a sub, here, while the opponent does the turn, we can look at it. So how long do you have to wait for 50 points? That's 9 minutes 23 seconds, so it's probably like 10 points to some amount of time, right? How about 1 point? 1 point is 11 seconds. So Ian, you have 57.9 thousand points. But I know you've been subbed for a good amount of the time. That's 180 hours if you're not a sub. And Mark just subbed. So you'll get a multiplier bonus on all of the channel points that you're here for. 50K for a Dota League might be decent. Yeah, I feel like because Ian's probably a pretty good indicator of someone who's been here for a long time. Like, I think Ian's been watching long enough where he could probably ask for a donation league and get it. Yeah, Mark, you've been subbed as well. I remember. It says here you extended it. Yeah, it doesn't tell me how many points you have as the viewer. I think you're the only one with that information. Just 60 lands? No. The donation, it can't be something, like, ridiculous. It's got to be something at least a little competitive. You're supposed to be doing range day, but you just watch me and Spike all day? I mean, yeah, that's a good use of time, right? So this looks like Spellbomb, Tarmogoyf Pass. I obviously can't attack through Scourge. Maybe I should just play other Spellbomb. So that way if they've got something like an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize, they can't take it. That's probably fine. They don't actually have Luris into their hand yet. So there's not really a rush to pop a Spellbomb unless they like try to unearth, but they also don't have anything to unearth. So I think playing second Spellbomb to protect from discard is probably fine. And obviously, like, playing spells is good because if we draw Pyromancer, we don't have to loot him away, or I guess rummage him away, but we already drew all 3 Pyromancers, so that doesn't really factor in. Yeah, I lost to Jund Shadow. Game one, I made a gamble of do I want to play around Battle Rage or a counter spell because I was never getting through on the ground anymore. So I needed to bolt their face when they were at 3, and I did actually find the bolt, but I didn't have a red source to cast it immediately, because I drew it off of a Pyromancer. And then they attacked me. I needed to like throw everything in front of the. I needed to throw everything in front of the shadow to not just die to a Battle Rage, or I could just try to like hope they don't have a counter spell. So I went for the hope they don't have a counter. I went for the hope they don't have Battle Rage and tried to just shoot them with the bolt, and they had the Battle Rage instead of the counter. And then game 2, I just flat lost. It was Grixis. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't Jund. So I've got nothing good to do here. So I guess we could just lead on Spellbomb, try to hit literally any action. I'll keep second Spellbomb for shenanigans later, but I think hitting action here is going to have decent upside. If this were untapped land, I would just start getting back Pyromancers, but it is not an untapped land. Bolt actually does kill Shadow. Or, sorry, the Scourge. So what I can do here is I think I just pass, and at my opponent's upkeep, I will attempt to bolt the Scourge. They can bolt me or something in response, which would be unfortunate. But if they're gonna throw a burn spell, I think I'd rather make them do it on their turn. I could have done it now, so that way if it works, I get an attack as well, which maybe would have been correct. I think this is safer, but I'm ahead. I probably shouldn't be playing safe. All right, and now I guess I should do it because they're drawing a card here as well. So yeah, I think this play was too safe. I should have just gone for it, or at least attacked with the Tarmogoyf. So yeah, I think I played that way too safe. All right, that works though, so that's good. But yeah, I honestly don't know if I were to accept donation leagues like as a monetary donation, it would have to be in the range of like probably $50-ish, and I know that sounds kind of steep, but I'm literally just pulling that number from what I've seen other people offer that redemption as. So I mean, I don't really have a scientific reason for why it's 50. That's just what I see other people do. So I assume it's probably fine, because like if you make it much cheaper, then everyone submits lists, and then you just never have time to do the content that you want to make. You think 25? I think 25 is really scratching it too low, because I don't want to get overwhelmed with stuff. But I mean, I'm also a small streamer, so like it's also not super likely that I have a bunch of people who are just wanting to throw money at me, you know. Alright, so I guess I just pop a Peatland at end step here. I mean, if I don't pop Peatland, I can start bringing back Pyromancer, but I'm going to be drawing some cards, so I think I would rather just find actual spells. Like if I'm just spending a few turns in a row activating Pyromancer, it doesn't seem like a game where I'm like sufficiently pulling ahead. Take my money, and you're like, I mean, if you want to give me $1 bajillion, I'll give you $1 bajillion bonus leagues. Alright, Kolaghan's Command. We cannot kill a Shadow. If they fetch Shock, this becomes a 7/7. That doesn't really punch through very well. I mean, I think I am just using this Kolaghan's Command. I don't know when would be the correct time. Probably my opponent's end step. Buy back. Probably just a Pyromancer. I've only got one black, which is awkward. I did sack the Peatland, but I was hellbent, so I think that's probably fine. I think I'm just passing. I could play the Goyf here. But it doesn't seem great. I think I'd rather just try to get something back that actually does something. Oh, what's up, KO? I didn't see your message. So when you play Dubs, and you actually owe me $50? Oh, because it's copyright. I referenced you. It's not copyright. I didn't see the little circled C next to your list, so I stole it. Can't they blank my command with the Lantern? If they do sack the Lantern, they at least don't draw the card off of it. So I mean, either way, I'm up a card on the exchange. So I think it's still probably fine to go for it. What is this attack though? So they can fetch shock down to 9, which means if they've got Ballad Rage, that's 16. I don't just die to it. Unless they want to, like, bolt themselves somehow. I mean, I could just throw an Elemental in front of this. Which feels like what I want to do. So if I use this Kolaghan's command, buy back your creature, shock them, that puts them to 5. But after they activate Lantern, I'm assuming they would activate Lantern in response, right? So this is sack. So we would have instant, because they'd respond to this, instant artifact land creature. Goyf would be 4/5, which means we attack for 5, shocking them puts them to 5. Yeah, like this. I don't think this is a TBR. It just wouldn't make sense. Wait, so KO, doesn't this mean, I don't know, you 50, you owe me 50, right? Because I played your list, right? So that means since I used your list, you owe me $50, right? That's how that works. I'll have to contact my lawyer. I don't actually know. So I think I'm going to shock them, try to buy something back, and then I expect them to use the Lantern in response. So let's return a creature, shock. So let's return... I guess no matter what I return, they're probably just popping it. Let's return the Bob, because if it does somehow work, I get to go Goyf and Bob next turn. That makes sense, but I still get back Bob. Cool. That seems fine for me. You own all Abzan rights, so any use of Abzan streaming of anything funnels royalties to you. Jeez. And I can't even claim the same about Jund, because Jund is popular, right? You're the only Abzan streamer. What if I just become an Abzan streamer, right? I'll just kick you out, or I'll try to push you out. I think you're decent enough ahead of me where it'll be kind of hard to grab an audience from you, but I could try, right? Alright, so we've got 4 power. I think I'm just going to double spell here. I could Inquisition. I'm not super worried about another Veil. I think I should probably just double spell, try to swarm this thing. I could go for an attack, but then I could actually be in danger to a Battle Rage. Again, they can fetch shock down to 4, which makes there's a 9/9. 9 times 2 is 18, so I do just die. I think I said that was 16 last turn. So yeah, I do have to block if I don't want to die to a Battle Rage. And they had the Veil though, right? So I guess my math was just bad, and if I died, then it would have been just me being stupid. So I guess they just don't have the Battle Rage then. So if they don't have the Battle Rage, I guess I'm attacking. I'll attack with Goyf, leave back an Elemental to block, and then I'll just play 2 creatures that I don't intend on blocking with. But yeah, I'm assuming they don't have it, because again, my math was bad, and they should have killed me if they had it. You get 60% of my sub payouts? I guess. Alright, so Goyf actually attacks for more now that they've done this. Pretty sure Reed gets all the Jund royalties. That's fair. Although Reed doesn't really put much Jund content out there these days. He puts like 1 league a year now, it feels like. Abzender Dome. Right. Luris to hand, yep. I mean, we've got the Spellbomb in play to mitigate that. We've got a Bob that looks like it might be triggering. Swift Spear, sure. So we know of one other 2 cards, which is Luris. We could even Inquisition it if we feel it's worthy of an Inquisition. Come on, Bobby. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, so unfortunately we can't actually Liliana and Inquisition. If I Liliana Edict, they're just gonna play Luris and minus. I don't have a lethal attack. So I think what I'm actually gonna do is just Inquisition the Luris out of their hand, and then I can play this land to hold up a Spellbomb activation, and I'll feel pretty safe. Famous last words. If they've got a Veil here, it would be annoying. That would be funny if it wasn't actually Reed playing Jund. It was just Ratatouille. That'd be hilarious. He's got the hair for it. All right, so we've got a 5/6. It still doesn't attack well. I guess we can pass. I could pop Spellbomb now, but that would pretty significantly shrink my Goyf. Actually, not significantly, only by 2. Although I think I want to keep it at 5/6 while I can. If I get to untap again, I think I'm gonna win. So let's just try to untap again. Let's be real here. The main reason is no one else plays Abstinence, not because it's a shit deck, but because all the royalties and prize earnings, a cut has to be taken out for you. That's true. That's true, I guess. It's like crypto mining. The more people do it, eventually you just get paid half and half, right? Yeah, every certain amount of royalties you get, the royalties get cut in half, right? We're fake fans. The rat's name is Remy. I know it's Remy. Alright, so again, if they fetch shock, they go down to 10, then they deal us 20. So I would have to block with the Goyf to not just die to a Battle Rage. Let's go to block. They only have 1 random card off the top, though. So am I just gambling that it's not a Battle Rage again? In the event it's not a Battle Rage, I don't have a good double block, because again, they would just fetch shock. And then our thing would die, and then I had then any follow up anything is bad for me, like any threat, any removal. So this is the safe thing to not just die to a Battle Rage. If I block like this, next turn I can. What happens if I activate Ravine? I can put them to 3, but then I still just die to a Battle Rage. So it doesn't actually protect me in any way. Please no Battle Rage. Hooray, they didn't have it. No, that's how mining works. There's like every single cryptocurrency, or as far as I'm aware, every single cryptocurrency is like after a certain amount has been mined, the mining reward gets cut in half. So that way there's a finite amount of all the crypto of a specific crypto that can exist. Alright, so definitely have to get a black source here. I think I'm popping the Spellbomb at this point, so let's just get the basics so we can do it now. And I'll hit them. It is going to show the Goyf, shrink the Goyfs by 1. Another Liliana. Alright, well we've still got Bob going. Goyf's good. Goyf's fine. I mean, now we can double spell. I can't actually win now if I activate Ravine, so let's just continue double spelling, I think. Kill this. Or kill something, probably Swift Spear. So if when I set up donor leagues, would there be an additional fee for you to submit Tron lands as part of the list? Yes. So the donation, let's just pretend for a moment the donation leagues become $40. If your dono list contains a single Tron land, it becomes $80. Just assuming whatever it is doubles. All right, so am I blocking to stay alive through a battle rage? So again, they can go down to 10, which means that it would deal 20, which means I need to absorb 15. Or sorry, I need to absorb 6. 7. I need to absorb 7, right? So if I do this, it doesn't even work. Because this would absorb 5. So this doesn't work, right? They go to 10, that's 20. So I would go to -6, so I need to effectively gain 7 by absorbing 7. So I would need to double block. If I double block, they could just fetch shock, kill everything anyway. I guess I could triple. If I triple and they've drawn removal, though, it's even worse. Again, I think this might be a situation of I hope you don't have it. There just, like, isn't a good block. There just isn't a good block. Right? Because if I block 1, my Goyf just dies. That's not profitable. If I block 2, they can fetch shock kill both Goyfs. And then I can't punch through with my Bob. If I block with my Bob, I just die to Battle Rage anyway. There's just no scenario where a block is good for me if they've got Battle Rage. I mean, I guess that's the power of Battle Rage, right? Terminate and a Bob. Does Terminate do it? If we terminate this, attack all, they die. Thank you. Right? Goyfs do at least 4 apiece. I'm just going to run it back. Don't see a reason to make any changes. Is the price discrepancy different if all of the Tron lands are in the sideboard? No. If there's a Tron land in the 75, I charge you more. Yeah. It's not fantastic. We don't have any low to the ground ways to interact. We've got lots of threats. Thoughtseize what, by the way? So $40 to the power of n, where n is the number of Tron lands. So because it's either 1.68 times 10 to the 19 or 160,000. Yeah, that sounds about right for how much I would charge to play a Tron League. All right, I'll Ravine here to have untapped land on 2 to maybe do something relevant. Playing Spellbomb here doesn't have a whole lot of value. I think I'll just try to get as many untapped lands as quickly as possible. Oh, the title is Thoughtseize, not Thoughtseize. Did I spell it wrong? Oops. You get the point. So my hand is good for mid to long game, but it's not so good for short game. The opponent's low on cards. I might just be forced to play Kroxa here. It's such a bad tempo loss if I play Goyf and they just kill it somehow. Hey, it's Monkey with the resub. I appreciate it. You're gonna submit a Tron list replacing the 4 basics with Tron lands. Can I at least keep a swamp? That way you can put one of each Tron land for one of each basic. Like, I need to be able to fetch and Thoughtseize, right? Maybe I just play the Spellbomb here, because then I could cycle the Spellbomb as a way of attempting to find more action. Because, like, again, if I play the Goyf here, yes, it blocks the Swift Spear, but it's such a huge tempo loss for me if they had any way to kill the Goyf, and I'm already behind on tempo. So I think if I fall much farther behind, it's going to be impossible to dig out of it. Yeah, I have to keep the forest. Alright, well, if I can, as long as I can keep the forest, which is by far the worst of the basics, right? This is a bolt. Bolt me at end step. Okay. So I guess they don't have a shadow. You would just owe me 140,000 yen. I think a bajillion dollars would be a little unreasonable, right? Take one. Scourge. All right, let's try to find some action. Basic swamp. Pop the spell bomb. That's good, but not really while their opponent is only sacrificing a Swift Spear. So what I think I might do now is I think I'm going to Fetch Shock Blood Crypt, get down Pyromancer. Hopefully that's able to fend off the Scourge while I find some actual spot removal. We can also ditch the Kroxa in an attempt to maybe escape it sooner rather than later, which could be a thing. Like, if I Liliana here and Edict, they're just sacking the Swift Spear anyway, and that doesn't seem like it does a lot. Say yes. Pyromancer. Red, anything. So definitely ditching Kroxa, and I think probably second Liliana. Goyf has the best possibility of double spelling, so while I don't want to have a turn of just Goyf, maybe Goyf and something else can be good. And Huntmaster is probably going to be the thing I do next turn if I hit 4 mana, as opposed to just casting Kroxa. So let's just keep a single Liliana. This isn't looking good, though. I'm going to have to hope that they've got not much more than lands. Alright, well that hits Kroxa. Best 3-mana spell in the game, Snapcaster Push. Math checks out. Oof. So now we can't even trade for the Swift Spear. They targeted themselves with the bobble. Alright, so definitely blocking there. I guess blocking here too. Being able to kill this in combat would have been great, because then I could have edicted the last thing, hopefully. But that does not look like it's going to work out the way we want to right now. How much to include Cabal Stronghold? Emphasis on the Tron? I don't know. I haven't thought about it enough. Is this a Goyf on top of it all? Okay, well we can draw Maelstrom Pulse and maybe pull ahead. Terminate. I can Goyf and Terminate. Seems like that's what I want to do, because if I just play this, I'm double chumping. This at least makes me maybe pull ahead. I can put Pyromancer in front of other Scourge. Goyf may be able to Stonewall the Swift Spear, and then maybe I get to untap with some action. Looks like the line. So we'll Goyf here. Terminate a Scourge. I'm going to do it now before Veil of Summer comes online. Can't attack because I have to block. What about just the Tron list, but replacing all the Tron lands with a Jund mana base? That sounds like actual hell. Look, we've got our turn 3 Planeswalker. The Tron's got a turn 3 Planeswalker. It's basically the same deck. Oof. Alright, so now we have to chump the Scourge or we just die. Getting kind of steamrolled here. If I can draw a Lightning Bolt right now, then I could have a chance, because I can bolt this with Spirit Edict, the other thing. Bolt or a push, because I can't get basic swamp, so bolt or push would be excellent. Decay works as well. We've already used the terminate. I'm not playing decay, right? It just terminate. Terminate we've used though. So bolt or push would be the nuts. We've got 6 of them. Bolt or push. Yes. Bolt. That might be the draw step that lets us climb back. They could still have a Veil, which would still have us dying. Please no Veil. Hey, we might be doing it. We might be doing it. Your old and FNM once playing Amulet Titan except Carnage Tyrant instead of Titan. That's going deep. I feel like the opponent probably should have cycled this in response to try to hit Veil. We know they're playing it as we got Veiled last game. Seal. Oof. Alright, so now I guess I'm not even popping the Mire, right? Okay, now that they've hit the Liliana, I probably can. So they now get to put Lurrus into their hand. I mean, if it's a very control-y meta and Carnage Tyrant says hexproof uncounterable, then that just might be a smart thing to do, you know? Alright, so they've got Lurrus in hand, which is dangerous. They're also able to recur Seal of Fire. I guess we get Blood Crypt. We want more red, more black. What I might just do here is activate Ravine, put you to 4, because then Ravine is lethal on any turn. Yeah, I think I like it. Because like if I play Huntmaster, they're just going to go Lurrus, play Seal, kill the Huntmaster half, and that does not seem good. I think I like just putting them nice and low here. Push will be nice, assuming we can revolt it somehow to kill the Lurrus. There are no Death's Shadows in the yard to immediately recur. So if they go Lurrus, Seal of Fire, it could be okay. They targeted us. I mean, even a fetch land would be a fine draw because that kills Lurrus. Bob? So if they have exactly push, this becomes bad, right? They can't dismember here. Ravine's already a 4/4. So I mean, if they've got push, this is really bad. But I mean, if I play Bob, it's also bad. At least if I play Huntmaster and keep up a Black Source, if they kill the Huntmaster, that enables our Revolt. Let's go Huntmaster now. Because if they recast a Seal, we get to kill the Lurrus. They're going to get to replay a Scourge now, which is also a problem, but maybe we can attack around it. I'm aware of my clock. Colossal Dreadmaw? Oh, that would be like the best meme. Alright, well this works too. Put it here just in case. Alright, we get to kill this now. This was great timing for us, because now they can't even replay the Scourge. Hopefully they don't unearth. Yeah, they knew about that card because they had the bobble targeting us last turn. They had a push as well. I mean, them using that now is a little weird. The opponent curses at something, I don't know. Because we do still have this Ravine. I think I'm going for the Ravine line. Opponent says, why did I do that? Well, if they have the removal on top of this, congrats, you next leveled tricked me. Oh wow. Okay, so they were actually just like, why did I do that? Hooray! It's a bluff. Don't fall for it. It's like even if they get me, we're at parity. I can play this tapped, and then even if I brick, I at least have a Pyromancer to escape, or not escape, whatever the word is for it. So we're 1-1, lost to Shadow, and then beat Shadow. And then all 4 games we were dead to a Battle Rage at any moment. Spunky Sniffer redeemed posture check. Fun fact: I'm actually wearing right now it's like a support band thing. It's like, it's not a bra. It's one of those things where like it goes around like under your breasts, like at your midline, and then it like pulls your shoulders back a little bit to like remind you to like have good postures. My posture has sucked recently, so I'm trying to be better about it. So I got one of these things just to remind myself to sit up straight. And I have one of those stupid pillows too with the chair that I have. It came with one of those like lumbar support pillows. I'm also like actually using that correctly now. Trying not to have an 80-year-old back when I'm 40, you know. Corsage. I don't know what a corsage is. Isn't a corsage like one of those like flower things that you put like at like prom? You give it to your date or something. Corset. No, it's not a corset. How many viewer points do I have to ask for to get a picture with me in a corset? I don't think there's a number. All right, 1 land not gonna keep. This is better. I think I just ditch probably second Pyromancer. Yeah, corsage is the flower on the lapel. That's what I thought it was something flower related. Corset is the annual TGG set. That's hilarious. It becomes an OnlyFans bonus. I don't think I'm making an OnlyFans. Mono red. Prowess. Well, I guess I'm just taking the Bone Crusher. They kept a pretty land heavy hand. Kind of awkward because like it's almost actually they revealed Obosh. I was gonna say they revealed Luris. They can't. They couldn't have though. Oh, Swiss is a good draw. I'm gonna have to be worried about Blood Moon. I can get basic Swamp, but then I can't play green spells. Luckily, I don't have any green spells yet. All right, let's just get this out of the way now. I don't want them having like prowess triggers to blow me out. They could like Lava Dart, which would produce two prowess triggers. I think out of pure consideration of Blood Moon, maybe I just get the Swamp now. Because then, like, next turn, if I draw a green fetch, I can fetch green and get out from under the Blood Moon. But I save 2 life if I just play this tapped and get basic Swamp next turn. I think the 2 life is going to be pretty important, assuming they don't just have the Blood Moon immediately. Oh, and they're playing different Art Mountains, too. So I can maybe get them on which mountains they've played. Alright, they played that one, too. Alright, so... Ooh, Bob's good. But they have 2 answers to it right now. I should probably just get Liliana going. Just discard Bob at this point. I would love to be able to get a green source here. Maybe I just should. If I die to Blood Moon, I die to Blood Moon. Like, all of the cards that are good against Blood Moon are the green ones anyway. Things like Goyf. So I'll just get the green source, and if you got it, you got it. Let's get Stomping Ground, so if Pyromancer draws something that's red and a land, I'll be able to cast it. Let's say yes. And then at this point, I'll just ditch the Bob. And then next turn, I have the option of just discarding whatever it is I draw to the Liliana, and then I can season Pyromancer back up to 2. Flame Slash does not hit Planeswalkers. Oh man. They've been drawing pretty well so far. They discarded the 2 things we knew about. Brutal. So do I want to play Pyromancer first before plussing, just so I can maybe get an elemental and defend the Liliana? That doesn't seem crazy, especially because I may need to clear these creatures so I can eventually Edict and Obosh. So if I play Pyromancer first, that means I'm going to have to discard one of the cards that I draw. I guess I don't have to. I could just leave it at 4. Yeah, I think making an elemental here is actually going to have some good use. So I'm aware I'm going to have to ditch one of these, and they're both pretty dead anyway, so that's good. So I guess I ditched Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize does take Obosh, though, the turn they put it into hand. And they're going to be casting just about everything that they're able to. So I think I do actually want to just ditch the Inquisition and save the Thoughtseize, maybe for when they put Obosh to hand. And then now if they want to like send a bunch of attacks at the Liliana, I can just trade. Liliana will take 1 down to 4. I mean, I'm not going to hesitate to discard the Thoughtseize to Liliana either. But if they put it into their hand something like right now, then maybe I would want to cast it before plussing. Blast Zone. Okay. They didn't put Obosh to hand. Maybe that means that if I Edict this Elemental, they're just going to like shock it in response. Other Liliana is interesting. This means if I want, I could plus the Liliana, play Liliana plus Liliana to get them down to 0 cards in hand. They would still have access to Obosh though. They would then attack Liliana down to 3. I can Edict down to 1, but then it just dies to everything. I could also just like Edict Elemental, play this Liliana plus it. That doesn't seem terrible. Let's do that. It's not great, but this has a Liliana entering onto an empty board at 4. Or, what if I just forced them to do this? I'm just going to leave the Liliana at 2, because like, if they play just one more creature, I get to Edict it anyway, for effectively free. Like, this at least forces them to use a resource on the Liliana, right? Yeah, and the opponent not using their mana last turn also could have meant they just wanted to put a counter here. What's up, JDX? Ready to get Blood Mooned at any moment. Alright, Obosh to hand. Now we can Thoughtseize it. You need to make a marketing campaign for Jund? Well, unfortunately for you, my girlfriend already is a marketing intern, so if I need a marketer, I think I know who to go to. Another Pyromancer, wow. That's a good draw, right? I guess now I'm going to plus the Liliana in play. probably want to cast this Thoughtseize, and then I can also play Pyromancer. Is it worth it to maybe get a token off of either of these? I guess we can Thoughtseize and see what's up. We know we're at a minimum taking Obosh. This has us not playing the Pyromancer right now, but that's probably fine. Because, like, if they burn this, we could be in danger to an Obosh. I do want this other Liliana to stick around. Sure. That's good for me. You just want it to 5-0 consistently? I think I've 5-0'd, like, once. Lava Dart from the yard now, too? That doesn't make sense. I guess they just don't want me plussing. Alright, so their hand is land. Alright, sure. That was an effective Thoughtseize. So they have Pyromancer tokens they could bring back, which is likely the plan, which makes me not really want to cast other Liliana here. Ooh, Goyf's good. Let's just play that. Goyf's going to be pretty big. They've got Blast Zone at 2 already, though. Maybe they just use their turn doing that. Yeah, that makes some sense. Pop. Attack for 2. Yep. Another one. Let's do it again. This one should be harder to deal with. They do still have a Firebolt in their yard, which does 2 for 5 mana. No, this is going to be a long league. Flame Slash. You drew another burn spell? I guess. Unless I draw another Goyf, I'm almost definitely going to Pyromancer my 2 cards away. Yeah, let's just Pyromancer the 2 cards away. Like, I could cast a Fatal Push, but I mean, making an Elemental to block is kind of the same thing. Okay. That's good. I think I'm going to get Basic Forest with this. It doesn't escape Kroxa, but it might be more important to play out from under a Blood Moon. I could always immediately buy this back anyway. Ooh, that's problematic. At least one of them found the blank. Now you found the moon. Alright, well, let's get the forest. It's going to cut me off from black spells. But, I mean, I've got the red and 6 in hand. I still have the Seasoned Pyromancers in the yard, which I can activate. And this casts things like Tarmogoyf and Bloodbraid, which are pretty important. Right on time. So, if I minus this now, the opponent gets to use a Firebolt to kill the Wrenn. Is that something I want to allow to happen? I honestly don't think so. Let's try to keep the Wrenn alive for a little while. Do I just keep him in hand? No, I definitely want to play at least the 5th one, because this is going to enable the Seasoned Pyromancers from my own graveyard. I think all of the future fetch lands I'll keep. We've got 2 swamps in the deck that we're drawing to, but we don't even necessarily need right now. Sure. So I guess this is just a way to an attempt to attack into the Wrenn. I'll block Elemental, block Elemental. Oh, they're just going at me? That's brave. I think I should probably trade Elementals. No, that seems bad. Maybe I should just double block here. It saves the exact same amount of damage. The thing is, this gives the opponent something to do on their next turn. But I mean, Wrenn and 6 kills these. Yeah, let's just block like this. If they've got an instant speed way to kill an Elemental, it'll be unfortunate. But I don't think they do based off how they've been using their burn last few turns. Unless they unless they've just top decked it, I don't think they've got it. Ravine, it is nothing. I think I want to keep working towards ultimate. Ultimate might be how I win this game with the lightning bolt in my yard. I can just keep on bringing back pyromancers. Let's I guess go on that plan. And then I'm gonna keep as many lands in my hand as I can to flurry as many bolts as I can, I think. Just hoping for no more creatures. Definitely blocking. I don't think I'm winning this game, unfortunately. The emblem on the Renin 6 is going to be hard to achieve. Well, I guess I'm continuing the try to emblem Renin 6 plan. We've got more pyromancers in the yard. What's up, Mom? So they get to bring back pyromancer, so do we. They've got 2 firebolts in the yard, which put me to 1. Yeah, that's my real life mom, is the Marty's mama in the chat. Alright, let's do this again. No, I'm really, really not trolling. That's my mom. Oh, they found the threat. Crap. I mean, I guess I'm doing the same thing, right? I mean, we get to emblem next turn. We do still have a pyromancer to create blockers. Then we'll have a lot of bolts. Thing is that we know that they've got another firebolt in their yard, so we're at an effective 1. And then, like, more than half of their deck has got to be things that kill us on the spot. Let's just hope they draw lands and blood moons. Okay, that's a blood moon. Uh-huh. Do this again. I'm just gonna single block. I don't think we're gonna need to be afraid of a Temur Battle Rage like our first 2 matches. Do I get to emblem? Holy crap, we're gonna emblem. And we drew the swamp. Emblem. Alright, Renin 6. Pull us back, pull us back. So I can actually play Swamp, Maelstrom Pulse the Blood Moons. Does that achieve anything? I don't think that it does. I think I just need to throw a bajillion bolts at my opponent's face. I guess, like, playing Swamp means I can cast Fatal Pushes, right? No, I don't have the punt command set up. I don't even know how to use the punt command. So we need to hope the opponent bricks for a long while here. I think I'm just going to redeploy a Renin 6 to keep the land loops going. So let's play Renin 6. I don't have a land in the yard right now, so I should probably put one there. And then I guess I'm attacking. I'll be back in about 20 seconds. Alright. Yes. I'm not gonna play the swamp quite yet, because like I may actually just need it to be a lightning bolt. Your stomach turns knowing that Ren was actually good. I mean, they're just gonna draw a bolt or something. Like, literally any burn spell does it, right? Well, that's an actual bolt. Gain 3 life. Yeah, I wish. And we do just have him dead, right? We've got 4 bolts. Right? Death by lightning bolt. This is when they lava dart us in response. Spooky. Holy moly. Alright, well, let's bring in Plague Engineer to deal with some elementals. Cleansing Wildfire is a way to get out from under Blood Moon. We can wildfire our own land. Kolaghan's Command not going to kill much of anything. I think I'm going to take out the Lilianas. They seem pretty terrible. I would like to take out Thoughtseize. Huntmaster is probably better. I guess Brutality is probably better. Brutality doesn't take like Blood Moon. It kills the smaller. It kills the smaller creatures, but I don't think Brutality is going to be strong enough as it would be against Burn or Prowess. All right. It's a good thumbnail pose for the YouTube, I guess. I haven't actually ever made a thumbnail. All the thumbnails that I've been using have been auto-generated. We can get our 2 basics. Don't think that's going to be good enough. We can get a basic. We've got a bolt, though. Let's bottom... probably the Ravine, just so we have all of our lands be untapped. Oh, I did make a thumbnail when Milano played a league with me. That's true. Alright, Majora Brutality. Okay. I mean, I'm almost definitely just bolting this, so I guess I'll do it now. And I do want this to get basic Swamp, so I'll play Blackleaf Cliffs first, and I'll just bolt this now. And then next turn, I'm going to get basic Swamp, probably Brutality. You're saying I have 0 credibility? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is this a light up the stage or something? That would make this make sense. Gen League 78. When it's gonna be like I don't even know what I should caption it. Something along the lines of Storm Count 6. A million lightning bolts. All right. Well, we have 2 Blood Braids and unfortunately no way to fetch a green source. I still think I should probably Brutality here, although maybe not. So yeah, I probably should have waited. But like, I think I might need this to attempt to kill a creature. Yeah, I think that fetch was probably pretty premature, but I'm getting Swamp anyway because they're about to just Islet Blood Moon me. Yep, feels Batman. Alright, well, let's play my Grizzly Bear that makes your elementals worse. Yeep. Alright, well, we can kill that, which is the good news. We got maintenance in my apartment right now. My dog's going pretty up. He's being a little upset. Alright, we're drawing the basic forest. If we can somehow find basic forest, I think we're actually in a pretty good spot. Again, we could just draw it, and we could also draw one of our alpine moons. Or not alpine moons, sorry. The cleansing wildfire. So I think I'm just going to go for the brutality. If they cast a spell now in an attempt to save the Swift Spear, I'm probably just fine with that. Cool. Alright, so we can bolt the next thing. Yuck. Don't want to have to bolt that. Jeez. Alright, well, I guess I'll bolt that. Can I draw basic forest? Not quite. Did I hit something? Hey yo. So I mean, even if the opponent finds land here, they still have something to do. Obosh to hand. Yeah, that works too. We're dead. Do I want to make any changes? Is this brutality maybe better on the play? I don't know that it's better than any of this stuff. It might be better than a Kroxa, just because Kroxa is so hard to escape if we don't have double black. But Kroxa is quite large. I think brutality probably going to be better than 4th Dark Confidant, especially versus all the burn spells. Bob's still going to be good, though, I think. Maybe spell bombs are better than Bob's, because like they do have like Seasoned Pyromancer, but and they have also Lava Dart and the other thing with flashbacks. Yeah, maybe spell bomb is just better than Bob. That seems okay. It's just less fragile. Let's go first. We need ways to get our basic swamp and ways to get our basic forest. Alright, well this hand's not gonna do it. We can get basic swamp, but then we don't have any red mana. This is probably better than going to 5. And I guess let's ditch Kroxa. I can get basic swamp on 1. Cast Inquisition. This puts me kind of far off from Pyromancer, but if they Blood Moon me, I'm going to be able to get it pretty quick anyway. Not super afraid of the Relic right now. Bone Crusher is really bad for me, as is Pyromancer. Although I don't have a quick answer to the Swift Spear, though. Swift Spear is so low impact, though. This sounds bad for me. I think it's got to be one of the two bigger things, because I'm gonna have a real hard time beating him long run. And I think it's gonna be Pyromancer if it's between those choices. The Bone Crusher, at least I can try to 1-for-1. Okay, we drew a red source, which is okay. Definitely gonna cycle this sooner rather than later. Another relic. Well, I guess I'm glad I didn't take that. Alright, let's get the Pyromancer out of here. Maybe find a way to fetch green, or just find another red to play this Pyromancer. Lots of good finds here. Alright, that fetches the green. So, Blood Moon we can be less afraid of now. I guess I'll just get it now so I can cast the Pulse. I could hit the relics because then they can't cantrip, but I think still probably better to kill the creature. Alright, I'll be right back. Stay right there, bud. Yeah, I gotta deal with maintenance out there. Wildfire. Well, I guess I'm playing Ravine. I could use the Wildfire now just to cantrip it. If I find like a push or something, maybe I want to actually use that. I guess I can't push this, right? I'd have to meet like Wildfire myself. Let's just cantrip it. Let's just get the Ravine down now because it's a tap land. Say go. Then if I can find an answer for this Bone Crusher, I could be okay. There's the moon. I mean, we've got our lands already, though, so that's good. We took Liliana out, so there's not actually anything double black. Gonna just have to find ways to kill these creatures now. That counts. Guess we just kill this first. We'll go to 8 doing it. I definitely have to do it now, so that way I can actually cast Pyromancer, not have to discard it. And then in the event Blood Moon eventually leaves, I'm going to want to have the Peatland in play. And I'll leave up the Swamp in case I find Fatal Push. Terminate is castable next turn. I can kill Obosh if I need it to. I do still have 2 cards stored in play. Yep, so I'm going to 6 here, it looks like. Come on, deck. Obosh to hand, then. Yeah. Yikes. Well, I guess I'll pass. This is an instant. If they play Obosh, and then attack, I'll kill it. So this would deal double damage anyway. Need Bloodbraid, need Huntmaster, need Goyf. Lots of good ones here. Land is not one of those, unfortunately. We go to effectively 1 now, because they can flash this back hit for 4. Yeah, Firebolt is 1 off of game, right? It puts us to 1. This is bad too. I guess they're going to light up now, put us to 2, and then Firebolt is actually game. We need to draw something ridiculous. Like, we need to draw like a Spell Bomb, and to crack it into Spell Bomb, like, finds action. Because, like, we need to deal with the Firebolt and this now. Oh, yeah, we're just dead. Brutal. You swear every Gen player you watch tops lands in the top deck war? Yeah, I mean, it feels like that happens a lot. I feel like when I get my bursts of luck, they happen all at the same time, you know? Like, I either draw, like, actual nothing, or I'm in a top deck war where I need one thing in, like, 5 draw steps, and I, like, hit it in every single draw step, I just, like, get something good. I need my luck to be more, like, evenly distributed, you know? Thank you. No, I missed it. Oh wait, no I didn't? Okay, cool, I still got it. Yeah, I had maintenance working on my sink, there was a leak. They revealed Lurrus again. Well, if this isn't Lurrus.league, I think I'm gonna ship this on the draw. It's a bit too slow. Like, if the Inquisition or Thought sees me even once, I don't think I can win. It's gonna feel bad if I find the worst 6. But I didn't. This is much better. Let's, I guess, bottom... Feels crazy to want to bottom the Bloodbraid. But these 3 cards are pretty good. So let's just bottom the Bloodbraid. Yeah, we're 4 for 4 on companions. Companions are quite good. Like, I feel like if the companions just didn't have the companion text, they're just fine in the decks, you know. But like as a companion, it's a little too powerful. Glyph's a good find. Let's just lead on Inquisition. Like, I was having a conversation with someone before the companion fix, but by fix I mean like air quotes. Like before they adjusted the rules, and I said, like, I can almost guarantee you that even if they adjust the rules, having a companion is still going to be the best thing you could probably do. Alright, I don't think I'm taking the Dismember, because next turn I'm almost definitely Thought Seizing, and then Liliana is going to be able to be good versus whatever it is they've got going. Lavamancer could make that awkward, though, because like if I play Liliana Edict, they could shoot it in response, and we just 1-for-1 them. Stubborn Denial is the best versus Liliana. I don't actually have ways to remove multiple creatures, so I think I'm just going to take the threat here. And then next turn I can play a land, play Thoughtseize as a way to play around the Stubborn Denial. Or I could just play the Thoughtseize and try to bait it. So maybe I can get the Liliana the turn after. Oh, hey, spam call too. So yeah, I think I am actually just gonna try to Thoughtseize to bait the Stubborn Denial, because then maybe I can get the Liliana down next turn. Sick. So again, kind of wanted that to happen to improve the chances of Liliana sticking. So hopefully this is like attack, put Lurrus in the hand or something. Oh, they got smart. So now if I Liliana Edict, they'll just shoot it in response. This opponent has an idea of what's going on. I could just play Goyf here, but again, they've got the Dismember for it. Do I just accept the 1-for-1 now? You're trying to find one of my 8-mana dorks into somewhat playable curve, mull forward 4 times. Yeah, Yorion and Lurrus I think are the most egregious of all the companions, but I mean, every once in a while you see one of the other ones and they're also just very good when you want to build around them. The thing with like Lurrus and Yorion is like there's almost no deck building restriction. I think I do want to play this. Actually, it's even awkward too, right? Because if I play the Liliana and Edict it, they'll trade for it, and then I can play Goyf and get it out of Dismember range. But then they just take cards out of the yard and it puts it right back into Dismember range. Yeah, it doesn't feel good, but I'm gonna try to go for just like the 1-for-1 here. Yeah, like we saw in the last league, the opponent was playing Bone Crusher Giant with their Obosh, and like there's a 2-mana mode on Bone Crusher, so like your curve isn't even necessarily disrupted. Any arguments to uptick? That's interesting. I don't think so though, because they would still get to just kill the Liliana with 2 activations, and I don't have much else going for me, unfortunately. Because like they would just pay 2, shock it down to 2, and then I'd have to Edict anyway to and like the edict is never getting any better than killing this Lavamancer. So I might as well just do it now. They're Shadow Streamer? Oh, Control Freak. I think they follow me on Twitch. I'm pretty sure they follow me. I'm not gonna look through it all, but I'm fairly confident they follow me. I have heard of them. He's live right now, so no cheaty weedy. All right, well you guys can keep me honest. Although like I wouldn't cheat anyway. Inquisition, that's good. Maybe then our Goyf gets to stick. We could also just like take the Lurrus with this, which is likely. You can see both of us, yeah. That is true too. So I might just have to take the Lurrus here. Lurrus is going to be difficult to beat. Wow. Alright, so they got Bolt, Lurrus, Dismember, Stubborn Denial. Yeah, let's, I guess, take the Lurrus. If I let the Lurrus stick, they recast the Grim, and that's a game I'm going to have a hard time coming back from. So this is their hand. Goyf is a 4/5. There's actually not an instant in the yard already, so a single Dismember wouldn't kill it. They'd have to use both of their spells. That's probably worth it. And then in the event the opponent has me discarding a card, I should probably play the Peatland, since that converts to something later. Although it's not a red source for Kroxa. You're one of the moderators. Cool, that's cool. And that we're 10 out of 10 with Thoughtseize content. Yeah. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think at some point I would want to figure out how the whole moderator situation works, but I think like I'm a small enough streamer where I can already manageably handle it all by myself. Another Glyph is good. Let's lead on attack. That Inquisition was a pretty good draw, right? Because that had us dealing with the Lurrus, and I think the Lurrus would have been a way we could easily lose. For now, I mean, the idea is eventually I'm able to grow. Like, this is one of my, like, my average turnout, I would say, is, like, 10 to 15-ish. So, like, 27 right now is pretty high for me. Definitely appreciate everyone turning out. They're good for setting up commands and doing predictions. That's cool. So, yeah, the Dismember trick. There was not yet an instant. They can also bolt this, though. Moderate is some brand of off-brand Gatorade? I guess. I don't actually know. Shadow. That's big. They've got Stubborn Denial, too. So my first removal spell might get blanked. I guess I should sacrifice this now. If I find, like, a push or something, I can go for it. Go for the kill now, so that way when we get Stubborn Denial, maybe we can get lucky and find another. Not the case, though. Bob's a good draw, but their Shadow's already 5/5. Yuck. I mean, I could attack, put them to 3. That makes them a 10/10, though. I mean, I am still just kind of dying to Battle Rage. I guess not necessarily true, right? If I attack, put them to 3, they're at 10/10. They can't fetch Shock kill me, because I'm at 15. They would have to have Battle Rage. Or, like, fetch Shock and a Bolt. I think an attack isn't crazy. They can't have something like a Street Wraith because they were companioning Lurrus. The big concern is what if I attack and they've got another copy of Bolt or Kolaghan's Command? Am I beating a Bolt or a Kolaghan's Command anyway? I don't think I am, because like I play Bob, they're just gonna bolt it, and then I'm facing down a Shadow with a Stubborn Denial protection. So given that I already don't think that I'm beating a Kolaghan's Command or a Bolt, I think I'm taking the gamble and attacking for 5. Because then this, at least, if it works, puts the opponent, like, in the tank. They can't necessarily attack me for free, because then I can attack them back and kill them. And if they've got it, it's unfortunate. Yep, they got it. I mean, they're not out of the woods yet. We could still draw, like, a Bloodbraid or something hasty. Glad you're a fan, Stevie. I appreciate it. I'm the top YouTubers out for Mary Sill. Cool. You remember when you had to go to Marty Silverba? I'm making it, Mom. All right, I think I have to take the hit. I need this Bob to dig something for me. Again, I don't think I was beating this Bolt anyway, so I still think my attack was probably correct. There's the Bloodbraid. And we drew a push. Alright, we have an attack for 5. And if this hits a spell of some kind, we can maybe kill the Shadow. Beat an Inquisition? That can clear the way. This will probably get stubbed. Yeah. I mean, if they counter this, we just kill them. Hey, we did it. Hooey. Spell bombs. I think that's it. Just doing the same thing I did in my other matches which was this. Hooey. BBE too strong? Yeah, something like that. Ooh. We've got a keeper. Not super excited about double lightning bolt versus shadow, but I mean the rest of the hand is pretty fine. Spunky says drink some water. Smirabito, thanks for the sub, I appreciate it. More BBEs into lethal, please. At your command. I hope this league finishes in time. I have my first dose of the Pfizer vaccine at 5:40 today, which is an hour and 39 minutes away. They put us on the play? Sick. Interesting choice. So this league has to be over in an hour. So I wonder if they've got the stubborn denial. Oh. Alright, well, now, having drawn the Liliana, I think I'm just jamming the Renin 6, because if this gets stubborn denialed, maybe that opens up a window for the Liliana to resolve. Had I not drawn Liliana, I think there's a decent argument for just waiting to attempt to resolve the Ren next turn. If this gets stubbed, I'll be sad. But I mean, this is probably the best window to go for it. Does this resolve? And obviously I want to use the Verdant here, because like assuming it resolves, I want some value in the yard to get back. If I play the Blood Crypt, there's nothing to get back, so I think that's pretty clear. I'm gonna double check my confirmation email real fast. Make sure I've got the time right. Yup. Come on, opponent. What is it, doggo? Why are you whiny? What is it? Yeah. Come here. Come here. Say hello. Oh. Look, it's Puppy. Thank you. You're a good sport. Stegan Reaver, thank you for the follow, and apologies if I butchered the pronunciation. Angel baby, yes, that is my angel baby. You got the stub? Brew. I will not pay one. So if they've got Drown in the lock, Liliana gets to get through. I guess they could also have Mana Leak. I didn't think Mana Leak was a Grixis Shadow card, but we got Mana Leaked in our first match today. I think I'm just jamming Liliana. Alternatively, I could just play Pyromancer and ditch my 2 Lightning Bolts. But there's probably not a much better window to play this Liliana, because it doesn't get drowned now. It could still get Stubborn Denial, but I think like most lists that I've seen are playing like 3 of them max. You've already used 1. Let's go for it. Like if this resolves, the upside is so high, and I don't think it's super likely they can counter it, and they can't. Excellent. All right, now I'll just ditch a bolt. Can I put a stub on layaway? Not sure what you mean, but I'll just say yes. They discarded Kroxa. Oh, okay. So I guess Snapcaster literally just to fight the Liliana. The Stubborn Denial is at some point gonna be threatening. Or sorry, this Kroxa. I think I said Stubborn Denial. I don't remember. They're 1 red source and 1 card in the yard away. Maybe they just bolt the Liliana now or something. Almost definitely one way or another, this Liliana is going to put another card in the yard. So they're just a red source off, which is scary. I've got a push for it, which I'm almost definitely going to have to use. I guess I'm ditching the bolt. Another Liliana. That's good. I guess I'm going to go Liliana Edict. If they escape the Kroxa, I can ditch Pyromancer and then push it, and then hopefully I'm ahead with the only person with a Liliana in play. I don't want a Pyromancer and ditch my 2 good removal spells. I don't think I want a Liliana and plus, because then this just gets attacked anyway. So if they go red source, Kroxa, I can kill it. I can discard this, kill it, then Liliana up to 2. Where's the Kroxa art from? I don't remember. I think it's from the Vault Titans. Goyf. Goyf's good. I do think that I want to be casting this Goyf. Unfortunately, that means like if I plus Liliana to charge up an Edict, I have to discard this, and then if they Kroxa, they have to discard the push. I guess not necessarily true, right? Because I could just hold up the push. Yeah, so let's plus discard Pyromancer, play Goyf, hold up push. I do think there's a lot of value to be gained from loading up another Edict here. Yeah, it does look sweet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from the Vault, like Titans or something. So yeah, if they Kroxa, I'll push it in response, take my 3, have a decent board. If they Lurrus, and like just play a Bobble, I'll have the Liliana loaded up to Edict it, and then I'll still have the push for the Kroxa. Stubborn Denial could complicate it, but again, not much I can do about that, I don't think. Yeah, and the best secret layer because they announced Uro getting nuked. Yeah. I loved all the jokes that we got after that though. It's like, oh wow, there's like they're sending out bound announcements like every other week, and now they're just including them in From the Vault announcements. So it's like pretty soon we're gonna be opening ban announcements in like booster packs. So what would be really, really bad for me here? I guess Kolaghan Scan would be pretty bad. Make me discard, shock my Liliana. Then I might have to face down a Kroxa with just a Tarmogoyf. That could be bad. I guess they could go Loris into Shadow here. I would then still be able to Fatal Push the Shadow and then Edict the Loris. No, it just looks like Kroxa. So I think the opponent's hope here was that my last card wasn't a push, because then I'd have to use the Liliana to Edict the Kroxa. Which would get the Liliana off the board, but this way I'm still gonna have a Liliana. I'll just lose 3 here, that seems fine. And another push. I kind of want to just keep that in hand. It's like if I plus the Liliana up to 3, that's not much better than a few removal spells anyway. I think I'm just going to keep that in hand. Because now if the opponent goes Loris Shadow, I can still clear it all. I guess the downside to maybe not plussing here would be that Liliana now dies to Kolaghan's command, but if they shock the Liliana down to 1, the Liliana is effectively neutralized anyway. Shadow, yep. Interesting they didn't go Loris Shadow. I guess they have something better to do. Channeler. Yeah. I think I just go for the push. If they've got another stub, it'll suck. But if I draw something to do at 3 mana, I think I'm going to want to do it. Please no second stub. Cool. So like a burn spell here would make it easy. Unfortunately, no. I guess I can lead on an attack. The opponent doesn't know whether or not they have to block. And if they block, I can then just plus the Liliana. They've got a push. Yeah. So we know that the opponent's last card is Lurrus. So I could Edict this here, but then I have to face down a Lurrus, which I don't think I can beat. I think I'm going to go land plus. They're going to have access to Kroxa, which is definitely unfortunate. Then they can attack Liliana down to 2, which means I can still Edict with it. They'll just sack the Channeler, and then I have like a 1-turn window to find an answer to the Kroxa. Yeah. And then I don't need Revolt for either of these, so I think I can just fetch now. I die in one hit to a Kroxa anyway. No difference between 8 and 9, I don't think. So big draw step. If I can find a way to kill a creature here, I could easily pull ahead. If I brick though, it's pretty much over. All right, it's pretty much over. There goes the Channeler. And then their attack has me discarding this anyway, so let's just play it. That does it. Game 3. Don't think I'm making any changes. I've got outs to the Kroxa, I just didn't find them. Let's resubmit. Let's go first. They put me on the draw on the play last time, which was a little weird. Sounds good. I guess I'm gonna lead on probably get Stomping Ground. I think I want to get the Spell Bomb down though, so maybe I just go Swamp Spell Bomb. That seems fine. What's not that abnormal? I don't remember. That this match is drawn out? Yeah. If I move my Bloodbraid or my Liliana quickly enough, maybe they won't take it. You can't take it if it's moving. It's like the Moving Shells game, except everything is face up. So people start taking the draw for the extra card. I mean, it in theory worked just now, right? Another Spell Bomb. Well, I guess I'm just playing other Spell Bomb. And then the Foothills will intend on getting probably Stomping Ground. Definitely want first red. Kroxa. Is it crazy to want to ditch the push here? Don't think it is. I want the lands for the Bloodbraid, and I definitely want the Bloodbraid. And I definitely want this to get Stomping Grounds. Like, I could have sacked this in response, but I also want whatever Spellbomb I use to actually, like, eat the Kroxa as well. Ooh, Bob's good. I mean, it obviously could get very easily killed, but if they don't kill it, it'll be excellent. Yeah, land on top would be good. I do think I am using the Spell Bomb here at the opponent's end step to A, help hit the land, and B, we've already got lots of good stuff, or some good stuff in the yard that we don't mind needing. So they know my last card is Bloodbraid, right? Channeler, yep. Well, that's something that we can mess up with our spell bombs. Alright, let's try our best to hit an untapped land here. Nope. Untapped land would be huge. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. And I guess that's okay, too. Couldn't find the spellbomb for our life last game, and now we've got all of them. I still think I'm cycling a spellbomb to hit the land. Yeah. Really need to hit the land. Not quite. Do I just pop this other one now too? If I don't, I can go for the pulse. Yeah, I think I'm just going to try to take it naturally. If I hit it, great. And if I don't, I can try to pulse this. It's going to suck if they've got the counter. Darn. Yeah, I needed that land. We had a few extra cards to look at it. We just didn't find it. We've got one red source. Yikes. Well, I guess I'm going to go for upkeep, terminate. If they've got like snap, stub, I've got the spell bomb. If they've got drown in the lock, I could always spell bomb targeting myself. So I think the only counter that's going to work here is mana leak. Have a good one, Ian. See you later. It worked. Go to 10. And nothing? Can I hit a land, please? If I somehow still brick, hopefully I at least draw a 2-drop so I can double spell. Sure, that makes sense. Do I ditch the bolt now? I think I need to hit my land and just run the 4-drops. Come on, land! Land! Thank you. If I want another red source for potential Croxes of my own, I need a Blood Crypt here, but then I have to shock down to 6th and pay life down to 5. That doesn't seem great. And getting Forest doesn't seem great either. I think I'm going to 5. But then I have to go to 4 to play my next 4-drop. I guess that puts me back up to 6. Yeah, it doesn't feel great, but I think I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to Bloodbraid here because I need another spell to help me try to pull ahead, I think. Like, removal would be fine, another threat would be fine. There's removal. Could have even just shot it at the opponent's face and then attacked him. Put him to 3. Maybe that's actually the smarter thing to do, but there's 2 bolts have already been used. Shadow we knew about. Come on, deck. Alright, I guess it's Huntmaster time. I could Kolaghan's Command, get back. I guess there aren't any like great things to get back. Guess let's just Hunt Master, play my land tapped. If they've got another copy of Kolaghan's Command, maybe that's reason to hold the Overgrown Tomb. Because if they Kolaghan's Command me, I want to be able to discard something bad. But I think I need a Kolaghan's Command, maybe buy a creature back and replay it immediately. So I think I have to play this. Yeah, I still think Terminate's probably better than Dreadbore. Because there aren't really a whole lot of Planeswalkers right now. Bolt me to 3. You got another Bolt? I guess Snap Bolt does it too. GG. What time is it? 4:25. Yeah, I think I've got time for this next one. Brutal. Yeah, I mean, I guess had I not shocked, I don't die to Bolt, Snap, Bolt. Yeah, I just needed to find that land on curve. I looked at 3 extra cards. It was like the 8th or 9th card deep. Alright. So yeah, I have to be off by like 5. So ideally we get to finish this. We should be able to finish this, but small chance we don't. They didn't have a second land? Deal. Not super likely that this Tarmogoyf lives, but casting Kroxa doesn't do a crap ton right now either. I guess other than maybe let the let the Kroxa live through like a Bolt or something, because like we will add creature. Interesting. I guess I'm just gonna discard probably Stomping Ground. The next turn I can Kroxa, play Ravine, and then the turn after that I can fetch, try to escape Kroxa. Bye. Discard a Damnation. Interesting. Cycle on Earth. What's going on? Is this like mono black like control or something? I can pulse that, but unless something's got haste, I'm not super worried. I guess plus first. And then now I will ditch Wooded Foothills. They're discarding a land now after not playing a land on turn 2? Did they just misclick then? They must have. Done a decent job at shredding the opponent's hand here. And the next turn we're escaping Kroxa. Unless for whatever reason we actually need to kill something so that we don't get hit with a sword. Do we just Bloodbraid instead? Don't think so. I should probably just plus Liliana, ditch the Verdant, escape the Kroxa. It's going to get the opponent to 0 cards. Why didn't it cast it there? There, okay. Oh wow, it's mono black infect? Cool. They can give it haste. Yeah, this is the 1-3 bracket, that's what that is. Um, do I even care about ultimating? Yeah, let's do it. Feels like it's gonna be hard to lose if I ultimate. And this just gets the game over way faster. Let's not cast that. Like, we see the opponents playing Damnation, so I think there's use to getting rid of a land at a minimum. Yeah, this looks like a pile. Cool. So, mono black Skithiryx something or other. They play swords, so maybe Kolaghan's Command is good. I guess they are playing infect creatures? I don't actually know. Kinda weird. Like, I'm gonna assume that these two are good. But I honestly don't know what to bring in over it, just because like we saw so little. That we saw like lots of Fatal Pushes, Skithiryx, and Swords. If they're playing like mono black infect, there's like a 2-mana 1/1 flyer, right? I guess we could probably just bring in the Kolaghan's Command. We don't actually know if they're playing infect yet. Like infect's already a real good matchup. Let's just bring in the Kolaghan's Command. Because like we know at least they play swords, so K Command's probably fine. See you later, Chaos. Thanks for stopping by. Is Thoughtseize into Goyf good enough? I'm assuming they're playing like some mix of Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes as well. This is probably the only 2-card combo that I would keep. And just hope I don't get Inquisition or Thoughtseized here immediately. Right, another Thoughtseize makes this better. This is really just a pile, isn't it? I guess they get to Brutality, take my Thoughtseize, but I'm not super concerned about that. Crusader's got like protection from red and white. It's a 2/2 with first strike and infect. Doesn't have protection from Tarmogoyf. I'm not taking the sweeper. It's probably either Yawgmoth or the Lurrus. I mean, Lurrus doesn't actually recast anything that we know about, though. I think I should probably still just take the Lurrus. That's the most dangerous thing. Like if they find a Bauble by then, it could be really bad. None of these other cards really do much of anything. They found Inquisition. Okay. Well, I guess that can take Goyf. They took the Thoughtseize? Alright, well, I guess I'll play the Goyf. Bolt is fine. Can't kill Crusader. I don't think Blood Moon is a concern, so I could shock here. I think I should, because again, I don't want Forest for Kroxa purposes. So I guess we'll get Stomping Ground. So their Crusader does have First Strike and Infect, which means that I cannot actually attack through it unless I bolt their face. It could be Mono Black Singleton Pile, but it doesn't seem very good. Yeah, I have no idea what's happening here. I guess like there's like some Infect Proliferate sub theme going on. I think I'm attacking. And then hopefully they think I'm just messing up here. Yeah, if they Brutality, I'm gonna have to bolt them in response, but I mean it is what it is. Ravine, go. Because again, this is protection from red and white. Don't think they're casting Damnation here. Yeah, Yawgmoth makes sense. This is a weird deck to have Damnation in. So I take 2 poison, yep. Lands are not helping. So their hand has Brutality and Damnation. They can proliferate. Next turn, if I want, I can start activating Ravine, but this is pro red. So that can block forever. Brutality. Yeah, so now I've got to use the bolt. You can see my garbage. This attack is weird to me because we get to activate Ravine. That is interesting. Yeah, I think I'm just activating Ravine and smacking. Because then they're dead next turn. I guess I could play Liliana. These creatures are both pretty annoying. So maybe the correct play is just Liliana Edict. I'd have to shock to do it. Yeah, let's just do it. Because, like, if I attack both, the opponent could just take it and then leave this back next turn, and they could just proliferate maybe forever. Sacked Yogg? Sure. Alright, now I'll attack for sure. If they attack and kill Liliana, we've got a lethal force on the ground. Sure. I think that means we're just good to go. I mean, they knew my hand was lands. I don't know why they actually cast the Thoughtseize there. And now they're just dead. There's nothing in their yard that they can do, right? Yeah, not quite sure what that last opponent was intending to do. But, alright, well, we rounded it out with a 2-3, which, again, is not a great result. I do have to get going sooner rather than later, so I'm going to do a really quick, abridged version of the deck tech. Deck did not feel great. We had some really close top deck wars and some really close, just good games that I think I just drew slightly less well than my opponents did, but there are definitely decisions that I could have done differently to, you know, navigate to different situations. But I mean, I'm just gonna have to look through those games and figure out where I went wrong. But yeah, like I said, I gotta get going because I'm getting the first shot for the Pfizer today, so I gotta go. So thanks all for watching, and see y'all next time.